Hello everybody! If you want to read all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 784, The Last Floor. Intermediate. When Daniel first stepped into the office building on Harcourt Street, he felt proud. He had worked for years to earn this job as a night security guard. The pay was good, the uniform was smart, and the manager had told him that the building was one of the safest in the city. It was a tall block of glass and steel with 12 floors and a wide marble lobby. During the day it was full of lawyers and accountants, but at night it became a different world. Daniel was alone from 7 in the evening until 6 in the morning. On his first shift, the manager gave him a short tour. They walked through the lobby, down the long corridors, and up the emergency stairs to the top floor. The manager spoke in a calm voice. "There is only one rule you must never break," he said. "Do not go to the 12th floor after midnight. Check the cameras, check the doors, but do not step onto that floor." Daniel laughed, thinking it was a joke for new staff. "Why not?" he asked. The manager did not smile. "Because that floor is sealed for renovation. The lights do not work properly and the sensors can fail. It is unsafe. That is all you need to know." After that, the manager left. Daniel watched him walk out through the glass doors and disappear into the street. The building felt larger once he was alone. For the first few hours, nothing unusual happened. He sat behind the front desk and studied the camera screens. Each floor looked empty. The corridors were bright and clean. The digital clock on the wall showed 11:47 p.m. At midnight, a soft alarm sounded. It was not loud, but it was steady and clear. Daniel looked at the main screen. A red light flashed next to camera 12. He remembered the warning, "Do not go to the 12th floor after midnight." For a moment he stayed in his chair, telling himself that it was only a faulty sensor. Then the screen changed. The camera on the 12th floor showed the end of a corridor. The lights were dim and the image shook slightly. At the far wall, a dark shape stood perfectly still. Daniel leaned closer. The shape was tall and thin, almost like a person. He waited for it to move or to wave. It did none of these things. It simply remained there. His radio on the desk gave a short burst of noise. He jumped. The sound came again, like a breath across a microphone. "Hello?" Daniel said into the radio. "Is anyone there?" There was no reply, but the shape on the screen had moved. It was closer now. He could see what looked like a face, pale and flat, with dark spaces where the eyes should have been. The alarm began to ring again, louder this time. Daniel stood up. He told himself that he was trained for this. He could not ignore a possible intruder. With slow steps he crossed the lobby and pushed open the stairwell door. The concrete stairs echoed under his boots as he climbed. Floor 10, floor 11. His breathing grew fast. When he reached the 12th floor, the door was already open. A cold wind touched his face. The corridor ahead was darker than it had appeared on the screen. "Security," he called, trying to sound brave. "Come out with your hands up." No one answered. The air felt heavy, as if the floor itself was holding its breath. Daniel walked forward. Each step seemed too loud. At the end of the corridor he saw the shape again. It stood beside the far wall. Now he could see its outline clearly. It was not a person. It was thinner, stretched, as if pulled upward. The face turned toward him. The dark spaces deepened. Daniel felt a sharp pain in his ears, like a scream that he could not hear. Then he understood. The sensors were not failing, they were reacting. The building was not empty at night. It was occupied by this tall, watching thing. The shape lifted one long arm, pointed at him. Daniel tried to move, but his legs refused. The corridor seemed to stretch, growing longer and longer. Suddenly the lights flickered and went out. In the darkness, Daniel felt a rush of cold air pass through him. There was a sensation of falling, though his feet were still on the ground. When the lights returned, the corridor was empty. The wall at the end was bare. The shape had gone. Daniel found himself standing alone, but something had changed. His reflection stared back at him from the dark window beside the corridor. It looked taller and thinner than before. He touched his face. His fingers felt cold skin that did not seem to belong to him. When he tried to shout, no sound came out. Far below in the lobby, the camera screens flickered. On the monitor for the 12th floor, a tall, thin guard now stood at the end of the corridor, perfectly still. At 7 in the morning, the manager returned. He noticed that the front desk was empty. The camera showed no sign of trouble. Everything appeared normal. He did not look at the screen for the 12th floor for long. If he had, he might have seen the figure standing there, watching and waiting for the next guard to arrive after midnight. Vocabulary notes. Sealed, meaning completely closed and secured so that no one can enter or leave. Example, because that floor is sealed for renovation. Similar words. Closed, shut, secured, blocked. Faulty, meaning not working correctly, having a problem or defect. Example, he told himself that it was only a faulty sensor. Similar words. Broken, defective, damaged, unreliable. Dim, meaning not bright, giving only a small amount of light. Example, the lights were dim and the image shook slightly. Similar words. Faint, weak, dull, shadowy. Flicker, meaning to shine or move in an unsteady way, to change quickly between light and dark. Example, suddenly the lights flickered and went out. Similar words. Flash, blink, waver, flutter. Reflection, meaning an image that you see in a mirror or on a shiny surface. Example, his reflection stared back at him from the dark window beside the corridor. Similar words. Image, mirror image, likeness. Story written by ChatGPT. Image created by ChatGPT. To read all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.